It's the Date Master, and yes, again, we're back with our part two of three. She's fake happy. She's not really happy because she can't be happy with you until she's happy with herself. Most of you guys do not get where a woman's happiness comes from. People in general don't get where happiness comes from. They think other people and other things are supposed to make them happy. And they also think that happiness is a constant state. They think they are supposed to be in this. If you're in a happy mood every day, all day, you're pretty much you're borderline insane because you only feel one emotion. Therefore, your actions are going to only be derived of that emotion. A lot of motivation, ambition comes from different emotions. It comes from uh, pain of failure, pain of loss. It comes from a lot of different things. So a person's life is going to be dictated based upon the emotions that they feel and their reactions to said emotions. And that can be on the negative side. You can have a person that reacts negatively in a relationship and they will shoot themselves and their significant other. And two lives are forever changed, and the loved ones of those two that deceased. So these things can go. It can go left. It's so many things that I'm learning about how relationships are supposed to go, about how relationships, and not just relationships, about people. Because if a person is not happy with themselves, it's no way that they can be happy with you. So what the fake happiness stems from looking like what you really want to be. And this is again stemming from social media and the canvas that you can use to make yourself seem as happy as a jitterbug when life in reality is not the case. When your dating life in reality is not the case. When the person that you're with is not the one that you truly want to be with, and the person you feel will truly make you look like a star. And this is for the women, because I know this is the case for them most of the time. That's why they leave most of the guys in their DMs on red. These women only want the top tier man. They will use you as an emotional crutch and as a position holder until said man presents himself, which in most cases will not happen. It just won't happen. He's just not going to fall out of the sky. You're not going to meet him in Publix with the wine in the basket like you saw on Netflix. It's not going to happen. So the fake happiness, I always say when you see a lot of selfies with fake smiles, because you can tell, because in and in itself, holding your phone up to your face and smiling, what made you happy about holding a phone up to your face and taking a picture? So we know the smile is artificial. So if a person has the mindset and the brain functions to look at a camera and smile 2 to 3 times a day, one time a day, and you look at their page and it's over 100 selfies, you must acknowledge that there are some mental issues present. There are some insecurity issues present. Because a person that needs to take a selfie a day, 2 selfies a day, are in constant need of validation. Because understand, out of the 2 selfies a day that you see, that's 12 pictures, because she had to make sure it was perfect before she posted it. So a person taking a picture of themselves 12 times to get 1 or 2 pictures that they actually like is going to have some type of mental imbalances. She needs to have these experiences, she needs to have this look to give to the world that portrays that she's living the life that they think she's living. In reality, that's not the case. So she'll go any route to keep this facade up. But they can only do this for so long. You can only do it for so long. It's like running up a hill. That's why you seek no approval, because your happiness only will come from inside. No one can make you happy. It's not going to happen, ladies. I'm sorry to tell you that. Yes, this is for you. This is for you. No one can make you happy. You must be happy yourself, and your happiness. Again, I just did a video about happiness and hobbies. But your hobby should be your man's hobby. You should have your own identity and your own, personality and things you like. But if you're dealing with a certain type of man, you must understand him and why he is the way he is. Because what you women will do, I know a lot of women that fumble the bag. Women had guys who played overseas basketball, millionaire, guys who were on their way. Soon as they left them, they got is right when it hit. I see this happening. I mean, NBA cheating on NBA players. Like, the foolishness behind the actions to where you fumble the bag, and the bag is the man that has made himself who he is. So he has to ask, why did I make myself so valuable to the women that's going to shit on me? How did she take me for granted when I changed her life or was about to change her life? Why would she throw that away? And it is because she is not happy with herself. And you thought you could buy her happiness. You cannot buy a woman's happiness. These women will cap about all of the money. He has to be six figures. That's bullshit. Because in reality, they are not even dealing with these men if they're not six-figure guys. So that tells me off the bat they don't have the energy that she really is looking for. She wants the comfort and the validation that she'll get from her friends by telling her what he does for his occupation, who he plays for, etc., etc. When these women are having these group chats and you guys want to ask, man, how do you know all this shit? Again, my upbringing and my background is very extensive when it comes to women. I'm on the phone with these women 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, 3-way, 4-way, 6-way. Since a little boy, I'm learning and listening to the mindset of women that we are looking at today. But yes, one must ask, why did I make myself so valuable just to be shitted on? And these guys don't understand that she doesn't care about your money. She's in the group chat telling them the first question, okay, what does he do? Okay, what does he do? Now, and then second, what does he look like? Oh, okay. Because what he does speaks to the caliber of woman that she feels she is. So if he's a high-level guy, it's going to have a reflection of her as she being high-level. That's why when you see a lot of these women's stories, they try to play like they're at the all-star brunches and private dinners with the mayor. They want to act and look as if they're in the mix when they're simply just flies on the wall. They're not in the mix. Yes, they're going to get a picture and all of the, they're going to make the aesthetic look as if they're plugged in when they're just present and supporting. She cannot be happy until she learns what happiness is and what it means. You will not always be in a state of happiness. You're going to feel every emotion the Most High gave you, because those emotions, they build your character and your personality. Some people that are overly emotional, they have a certain type of personality. Some people that have no emotion, they have a certain type of personality. These women are not happy, man. I'm gonna tell you that right now. No matter what they say, I'm a boss this, I'm a boss that, they're really miserable inside because they bought a lie, and for the life of them, they can't let the lie go. That's why they rest in possibilities instead of probabilities. They say it's possible for me to find the NBA player or the 6'6" guy making 300K a year. And that's looking for them and not requesting them to be anything. This is where we have come to. Lies makes us crazy. The truth keeps us sane. The women have bought a lie because the men can't help but to lie to them to get what you think. In real world, if we went back to the laws of the jungle, all the government, police, all of this shuts down in this open season, no consequence for your actions. Do you think women will have the attitudes and the mentalities that they have? Definitely not. If it became lawless and men became the savages that we see on the news daily that they can be, these women will give the utmost respect and submission without question. When you have a 6'9" LeBron with the mentality of a savage approaching you, asking you what the fuck is wrong with you. When you have a Shaquille O'Neal sized man with the mentality of a savage approaching women and interacting with women with no laws to reprimand him if things go left. You'll have a totally different world. And the women do not understand this dynamic. So what she does, she fakes like she's happy because her happiness is a slight to her friends that she's secretly in competition with. All women are in competition for the happiness contest that all of them will most likely lose. Most of them will lose because happiness is not a what I want to say. It's not a currency. I want you to be happy. So you can't use that to, you can't say you have more happiness than me because happiness is subjective. But these women are secretly in competition with their friends to get married first, have a child first, have the business first, get the most guys, get the best guys. Running in circles. That's why you see women doing the same shit in their 40s that they were doing in their 20s. You see this? Women doing what they were doing in their 40s that they were, same selfies, same outfits in the club. It's the craziest thing seeing a 40 plus, 30, 35 plus year old woman in the club every week. Birthdays, okay, I'm not saying not have fun. I'm not saying that at all. Birthdays, certain events, but the club every week, two nights a week, you're a fool if you're entertaining this woman. This old ass mama who's in the club every week, you're a fool if you're entertaining her. But most of you will because you can't keep your dick in your pants. You let your dick run your life and you see the results that you get. But you cannot make your woman happy until she's happy with herself. A lot of women will settle and they will not voice their desires. And it's okay. All of this, again, people listen to things with the ear of emotion. It's set up to do that, but it's okay saying, I want this type of guy, I want this. The other part is, do I deserve it or am I capable of getting that type of guy. What would I bring him? What would I be for him? But the way relationships are going in today's time is just a lose lose. When you see multi-millionaire legacy holders being shitted on by their women over a nothing. Over nothing. Ask Kardashian about Pete Davidson. You go from Kanye to a person that looks like they should be laying in a coffin. This is where we are. This is where we are in 2021 going into 2022. I advise all men to double down immediately. Finance, gym, business. Double down on everything and lock in. Because dating, if you're dating, you're wasting a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of money. You're going to be left out in the dark, in the cold, to be eaten when this next wave of economic revolution takes place. But let me know what you guys think about this video. Like, comment, subscribe. It's the Day Master.